What is going on, guys? GregglesTV. Today's video is a little bit different. It is an interview I did with Chad Valley in San Diego outside of his show that he was about to do at the Soda Bar. And he's a musician, obviously. I have a tech channel, but I wanted to do this because I want to get more into different avenues, and musicians use technology. He's an electronic artist, so I wanted to kind of question him on his music career and the technology that he used and some of the devices he uses day to day, and I hope you enjoy it. The other thing is that when I recorded it, there was a little bit of buzzing in the background. I didn't even realize it. There was some kind of buzzing in one of the buildings, so I cleaned it up as best I can. Hopefully you enjoy it. It's a pretty long interview. It's about, I think, 15, 16 minutes long, so enjoy, guys, and I will see you in the next video.
When I left you on your own, you mattered to me soon.
What is going on, guys? GregglesTV. I'm here with Hugo Manuel, also known as Chad Valley. He is a musician. His new music just came out. His new album, I should say, Imaginary Music, just came out the other day, or what, a week ago?
2 weeks ago, I think.
2 weeks ago.
It's getting old now.
Yeah, he's got a few other albums as well. Definitely check him out. I love his music, and I always use it, little clips in when I'm doing like headphone reviews. So that's Chad Valley. So first off, how's the tour going?
It's going great. It's we're nearly 3 weeks deep into the tour. We started in New York on the day of the release, actually. Yeah.
Okay,
The album release day was the day of the first day of tour. It was a very exciting moment, and it's been, we've only had 2 days off in that time. It's been real non-stop.
So what are you driving, flying?
We're driving all the way. Yeah,
Wow.
we rented a car in New York. It's just me and my friend Alex who drives, and he looks after me on tour. So he does all the driving, so I'm just sat there, keeping him company.
So how is it touring like in Europe versus America? What are some differences that you notice?
There's practical differences. Like in Europe, you tend to drive shorter distances because the cities are closer together. There's no occasionally, but it's very rare to do a sort of 6-hour drive.
Okay.
In the Europe.
The
Europe. So that's obviously easier, and there's just, it's a little easier in terms of just like everything's a bit smaller. There's no like driving through, like for example, tomorrow we're going to drive to LA, which is just,
the
traffic jam non-stop.
Right.
You don't tend to get that in Europe that much.
And you get that, you go up there at like 3 in the morning, and it's wall-to-wall traffic. It sucks.
It's weird. That's something that I didn't really, until I started coming to the US, I was like, oh, there's so many more.
Because everyone drives,
way more people drive. So that's the thing to get used to. But then in terms of the crowds, like I get similar crowds. It's sometimes weird when you realize that people don't know what you're saying if they don't speak English that well. But to be honest, in Europe, like people speak English everywhere.
Have you played a huge crowd before, like a festival or something, or?
Yeah, a couple of festivals where I've done big crowds. I've done a lot of support tours. Like I went on tour with Passion here and huge shows with there years ago. Some big shows like that, and that's always wild. But it's tough because they're not your crowd. So it's not like you're playing to 1,000 or 2,000 fans. You're playing to 2,000 people who don't know who you are. Maybe there's like 50 people who know who you are, and they're like, woo. It's very different.
So I brought you on here because I have a tech channel. It's not a music channel, but I think one of the cool things is that you actually do electronic music. What's the first like electronic or tech device you can remember growing up that really got you? I'm assuming you're somewhat into tech if you create electronic music.
Totally.
Like what's the first device? For me, it was Nintendo. Right. It was getting a computer. It was the internet. Yeah. That was like the first 3 devices that really turned me on to technology.
Yeah. We had a keyboard I'm the youngest of 3 children. So we had a keyboard that was just in my house for as long as I remember growing up. It was just there. I don't know. I think maybe my eldest brother got given it one Christmas, and then he kind of like stopped using it. So it was just kind of there. And from a very early age, I would play on that. Just I didn't know what I was doing, and it was so interesting. It's one of those keyboards that has like 12 sounds on it that you can't edit, and it's got these little tacky drum beats on it.
I remember those.
Those kind of things with built-in speakers. I can't remember. I think it was Yamaha actually, but they're all one and the same. These companies churn these products out that are just like basically the same, different variations on like a bossa nova beat or something. I have one of those. I used to play on that just like non-stop, and I guess in terms of technology, that's really the first thing. I had a piano an upright piano in the house as well, and I'd play that, but that's not exactly technology. Although it is the form of
So
technology.
where did you learn music then from? Like because I mean maybe you don't. Oh wow.
No, I did.
Theory or whatever.
Yeah,
some
I
kind of,
did a
like,
lot
where
of
did
that.
you learn music? Just at school?
So
or
you know, I showed an interest in music for sure, and my parents are both like, they're not musicians themselves, but they're big fans and big, you know, believers in music. So they encouraged me to take piano lessons. I did that. I did violin lessons as well, but I gave that up quite quickly. So piano lessons from like the age of 6, I think,
Okay.
until I was like 18. So I did that seriously, and then I actually went to school to study music as well.
Okay. Nice.
So I did the whole, you know, apart from doing a postgrad or a doctorate in music, I did the whole thing and took it pretty far. But I got to be honest, I don't really use much of that knowledge in my day-to-day music making.
Really?
Yeah, it's, you know, I was learning like classical composition, like
Well, you know,
Bach harmony
right.
and things like this, which, you know, is pretty irrelevant to what I do now.
Yeah.
Entirely irrelevant, actually, I'd say.
So what got you into electronic music? Was it a
Yeah.
band? Was it someone of your friends had a computer and they had the software on it that really got you into it? What got you
So
into it?
it was a combination of listening to electronic music just because I was a huge consumer of music. I mean, still am. But from you know, I was maybe 14, 15, and I started listening to, through having older brothers, this helps as well, but I had older brothers who had great music collections and were both in the music world. So I was listening to electronic music that was on like Warp Records, like Aphex Twin, Chords of Canada, things like this. I didn't know how it was made. I knew it was not made with guitars and drums, which was something that I'd been dabbling in. I'd been in a band, a guitar band before. But so I knew there was this electronic music existed, and I was listening to it. And then at the same time as that, so my dad was really into computers, would build his own PCs, and that's something that he taught me. So I was always like with my dad, like sort of putting together motherboards and video cards and things. And he would always get, there's this magazine in the UK, I assume that you don't have it here, but you probably have something similar that's called PC World.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, PC World?
Yeah,
Okay.
they used to have it, but I don't know if they still have it.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, sure.
My dad was a subscriber to PC World.
Yeah.
You know, always have a CD on the front.
Yeah, we definitely had it.
Uh-huh. Okay. I don't know if that was...
Definitely,
Yeah. Well, I think it might even said Personal Computer World at first. Anyway. So the demos CD, it would always have demos of
Yeah.
software, and sometimes it would have music software demos. And I'd get this demo, and it was the demo of what was then called Fruity Loops, which has since changed its name to FL Studio, because they've gone serious now, not Fruity Loops. But anyway, there was a demo of Fruity Loops, which was the demo that worked. It worked, you could do everything, but you couldn't save.
Okay.
Which is hugely, you know, useless, really, because I would sit there, and so we shared one computer in the house between 5 people.
Oh my god!
So I would get on for like half an hour. I would like write a beat, and I think the stuff that I made back then kind of sounded like craft work.
Okay.
Just because that's the simplest, you know, most basic form of electronic music you can make, because they were the guys who were doing it day one. So I would make a beat, and you couldn't save it. You could export what you did as an MP3.
Okay.
So I would make a beat in half an hour and some twinkly little keyboard things, just completely not normal, and I would export it as an MP3, and I'd have to shut it down, and that'd be it. I could never do it again. And I did this for, you know, months and months, and I ended up with just a rack of MP3s that I lost subsequently. Which is sad. I'd love to know what they sound like. I'm sure they're awful. I knew they were bad because I was listening to this really really complicated, techie music, and I was making this like super simple. This is all I could do. Basically, that evolved into.
So, how do you create a song now? Do you do it with technology? Do you do it starting off on guitar, piano?
No, I'm laptop based. I use Logic on a Mac, and it's there's no set way of making something. I'll sometimes write a drum beat first. I'll sometimes write a keyboard line first. It never starts with the vocals. That's the only thing I always do vocals later on. So
you kind of start off with a beat, and then you'll add whatever.
Usually a beat, or I don't tend to go into things with an idea. I just kind of freestyle it.
So how layered are your songs? Like, are you talking?
There's
hundreds of layers.
Not hundreds, no.
20?
It varies. 20. I mean, Yeah, at least 20 for sure. More sometimes.
Yeah.
The thing with creating music on a laptop like that, you don't have a limit.
Yeah. Do you? When I've seen you play live, it's you're kind of jumping and pressing and moving and adding stuff like that. Do you ever create a song like that?
No.
You never do that.
I don't. No.
Okay.
That is the way my live rig is set up. It's not really much. There's not really much. It's built around the playlist of backing tracks and preloaded samples. So it's not really set up in a creative way in terms of like writing. It's set up in a way that works perfectly for playing a set. But yeah, I don't. I kind of wish I did have the facilities to do that. I would have to, create a new rig specifically for writing, which I'm trying to kind of downsize my whole studio situation so I can be more mobile.
Okay.
So
where do you usually when I guess when you're writing a song, you're writing it at home, and then when you're actually going to record the song, do you still record it at home, or because I've watched one of your interviews you did in Brooklyn when you sang on top of the roof.
Oh, that one, yeah.
The untitled song. I actually fell in love with the song because when you sang it there. Do you go to the studio to record generally, or no?
No, I do everything myself at home.
Okay.
So that to me, there's no distinction between the writing process and the recording process. It's all one process to me, which I think is a lot of the way a lot of electronic musicians work. I don't really deal with much recorded sound. It's all like virtual instruments.
Yeah.
So I write a song the same time as I'm producing it, basically. It all just comes together as one thing. And this last album I did, I worked entirely by myself and just on my laptop.
Yeah, I noticed that you did. I have a kid, so it's tough for me to listen to music all the time. But from what I remember, did you have anybody else singing on the record? Like in the past, you've always had like a guy or a girl singing with you. And
no, there's one track on the new album that has a backing vocalist.
Okay, but is it? Okay, but I don't think I noticed it. Maybe.
No, you might not.
Yeah, so it's like that. That's what I noticed. It feels like completely.
Yeah.
You're so. I mean, this is you, Chad Valley. But
exactly.
Still, it's like this feels like your first real. I don't want to call it your solo record, but just your thing.
Yeah, totally. I feel that completely. That was one of the aims of the album. I didn't want to. It was a purposeful thing that I wanted to just make it all myself.
Yeah.
And I used to work with producers on a lot of things as well. So in the past, although I said I'd do everything myself, I record it all myself. In the past, I have used producers, so I'd write everything in my bedroom and then take it to a producer in a serious professional studio, and he would fuck around with it and make it sound different.
Yeah.
Which is an experience that I've not usually enjoyed. To be honest, it's tricky, and I was often like pushed into those kind of situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of tech do you bring with you on the road? I know you bring your. Oh, please tell me. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, you could guess. I could go through my whole live setup. It's pretty simple.
You don't have to go over everything.
Yeah, it works with the brain. I don't use a laptop on stage. This is my.
I think you did last time I saw you though.
No, I never have.
I swore you had a MacBook.
Nope.
Okay.
Never played a gig.
I know because I was watching someone, your current tour. Someone recorded some stuff, and I didn't see a laptop. I was like, I thought he had a laptop.
Nope.
Okay.
I never have. I can tell you for certain.
So no laptop.
Avoided doing that just because I don't like really the way a laptop looks on stage, and not the aesthetics of what it looks like, but the way that if you've got a laptop, no one knows. Well, people create assumptions in their head that you're not really doing anything.
Yeah.
So it's a show is more than just what you're hearing. It's about the interaction with the audience, and it's about the setting, what you've got on stage with you. So I've avoided using a laptop, and I have a brain which basically plays backing tracks, which are separated into the various bits, which all goes into my mixer on stage. So I'm sort of mixing it myself. So a lot of the time, you see me twiddling knobs on stage. It's the mixer which I'm sending stuff to different effects channels.
Okay.
And I play keyboard, and I have a drum machine, and I sing. And
what about besides on stage? Do you bring laptops? I know you have a phone. You emailed me from your. You said iPhone.
I do. Yeah, I have an iPhone.
Which iPhone do you have?
I have the 4S.
4? What?
No, the.
Why don't you get the newer one?
So I got this. This is like 2 years old for one. I got this because I had the 6.
Yeah.
And I downgraded to the 4S.
Yeah.
But the 4S is like... No, the SE.
Okay.
Is it SE?
Yeah. That's newer. Yeah.
Wait, it says in the
I'm surprised a lot of people like the bigger phones.
SE, the iPhone SE.
Why do you like
So because
smaller
I
phones?
had the 6, I think, and it just broke so
Okay.
often when I dropped it, and I drop it all the time, even with the case. I dropped it all the time and it broke. And I just remember I had a 4 and it was like really solidly built. And I was like, I miss that. And I don't need a big screen.
Oh, it's because it doesn't have the glass back.
Doesn't have the glass
Yeah.
back, right? I guess that's why.
Yeah.
So I've had this for nearly 2 years, and I've never.
Do you bring a laptop
broken
with you
it.
at all?
Yeah, I've got a MacBook.
Tablet? Probably not tablet.
No, I've never fucked with tablets.
Yeah.
I've never.
So what do you do? Get a SIM card here, or do you?
No, I just have my UK number. So I texted you on iMessage.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
So,
you didn't text
no,
me.
you emailed me.
No.
So wait, so then you.
I have
pay
data.
You pay for data from.
My plan back in the UK
It includes
includes
United States?
yeah.
Oh, that's
It includes.
Not, that's hard to get here. I mean, you can, but it's.
Yeah, my friend Alex does have it,
Yeah.
but he pays a bunch. Mobile services in the UK are a bit cheaper.
Okay.
So I pay about $50 a month, and I get data in something like 25 countries, 30 countries.
Yeah.
So it's like Canada. Actually, no, Canada I don't get, which is pretty annoying. So I'll be on tour in the US. I always do a couple of Canada shows. So I'll go up there and I'll be like, shit, it's like going back in time. It's like, I don't have data. But yeah, so I just use my UK phone number. And I text people in the States with it. But you know, at least everyone I work with, everyone in the music industry particularly has iPhones. And it does iMessage, which is like so useful because otherwise it'd be, I have unlimited data but not that many texts.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the speed round now. Some quick
go.
questions. Music you're listening to right now? Heavily. A band. I don't want to know genre. Whatever.
Okay, top thing I'm listening to. Well, just as we rolled into San Diego, we were listening to Pinback.
Okay.
Who were a
That's
band.
San Diego.
The San Diego band, right? We usually do this. We'll listen to a band
Yeah.
from the place we're in, and I love Pinback. I forgot how much I love them.
That's cool.
That's it.
Podcasts you listen to?
I do a lot, yeah. I'm trying to think of something that's not super obvious because I pretty much just listen to like the Radio Lab and American Life, and there's some good British ones I listen to that you might not be familiar with. There's this guy called Adam Buxton, who's a comedian. He's really famous in the UK, but I think unknown everywhere else. So the Adam Buxton podcast.
Okay.
He'll just interview people he's friends with, famous people he's friends with, and it's good. It's classic, just like two guys talking to each other, kind of vibe. Yeah.
Favorite song from the new album?
Hold Somebody, track 2. That's probably my favorite. I don't play that live though.
That leads into my next question. What's your favorite song to play live?
To play live.
And it doesn't have to be on the new album. It can be any of your songs.
Sure. Probably Now That I'm Real. How Does It Feel? That's really old one. It's from like 2011. But I played it every single gig I've ever done. Doesn't get old.
Is there a song you would love to cover that you haven't?
Yes. I've been thinking about this a lot recently.
I'm trying to think if I even remember any covers from you.
I did a cover of Your Love by Frankie Knuckles. I did a cover of Rush Rush by Paul Abdul. That's only on YouTube though. That's like not been released.
I can already hear you singing that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. But I've been wanting to do a cover of New York Minute by Don Henley for a long time.
I don't know that song. You don't know that song? No, maybe if I heard it.
You will. No.
Yeah. I can only think of Boys of Summer.
Boys of Summer also good. I probably wouldn't be able to pull it off. But I did start recently trying to work out a cover of New York Minute, and it didn't sound good. So maybe I should just stick to my own.
And then the last question: where do you want to be in 5 years from now?
I'd like to be still, pulling crowds at shows and being able to play all over the world. On a slightly bigger level, I guess. I don't want for much. I just want to keep on doing what I'm doing and be able to make a living from it.
Awesome. Guys, check out Chad Valley. His music's awesome. AJ didn't even know the guy that's helping me out, and you can't see him right now, and I played like 2 seconds. He's like, I love it. So definitely check out his music, guys. You will love it. I'll link it down below anyway. So thanks, Chad.
Thanks a lot, Greg. Appreciate it.